Hello, my name is Louis Post. I'm the owner of Skate Pros. We're located on Dixie Highway between Scott Lake Road and Silver Lake Road. I've been a skate technician. This is going to be my 28th season starting up here. And we just simply would like to talk about a few common things that people should know before buying skates for their son. First of all, you need to have an appropriate level of boot for your play. If you're a house player, you don't need to go into a professionally built skate. If you're a travel player, you do need to be in a professionally built skate. A common skate model still on the market right now is the Bauer Vapors. The things to look for when you're buying a new skate is that the spine of the boot is straight up and down. The spine of the boot is actually properly centered to where it's not off from one side to the other. That your blade is on there straight, which is very important. And the fit of the skate is very important. Nowadays, almost all skates have removable insoles. You can take the insole out of the skate, place your skater's foot at the very back of the insole, see where the toes are, and if you'll see on this insole of a used skate right here, the imprint of the toes is actually very appropriate. This is a very nice fit. It's not oversized, it's not undersized. Your skaters should not have to pull their toes back off of the toe cap. At the same time, though, their foot should not move around and be sloppy inside the skate. An area that's very critical, very important, is the sharpening of the skate. Establishing the balance points. Your balance point on the blade should be the high spot of the blade in alignment with your tibia, the low spot of the blade in alignment with the ball of your foot. The area in between those two is considered the working surface of the blade. The amount of blade that you have on the ice and the forward tilt that you have on the blade will help enhance the skater's ability to flex their knee properly, bring their knee up over the toe of the skate without having to lift the skate up. Degree of sharpness. This is like having tires on your car. The hollow that's in the skate, you have a U-shaped groove that goes in the blade and through here. The depth of hollow is like the size of the tire on your car, and it does exactly the same thing. The deeper the groove that's in there, it's like having a wider, fatter tire on your car. It provides more grip, but at the same time it reduces your gas mileage. The gas mileage is your stamina. You need to find what's appropriate for your skater. If your skater goes on a fresh sharpening with a fresh hollow put in there, and he's doing his warm-ups, and he does his hockey stop, and he bounces or chatters on the ice, that's too sharp. That's too deep of a groove. On the other hand, if your skater only skates once or twice and he goes, I'm slipping all over the place, the groove may not be deep enough. There is no perfect groove that works for everybody. You have to find what's appropriate for your skater. The commonest mistake that I see is overbuying of skates. The skates are too stiff. You spend more money than what you need to on a boot that actually does not enhance your skater's ability to move and be flexible. Most of the skates on the market are pretty good skates. If you find a brand that works for you, you should stay with that brand. If you're a CCM foot, you're not a Bauer foot. If you're a Mission foot, you're not a Easton foot, etc. So try to find the brand that's appropriate to your foot.
Give us an idea of the difference between the skates. So, I mean, what does that mean, a CCM foot versus a Bauer foot?
Usually the CCM skates tend to run kind of wide in the forefoot area and have a very high arch. If you don't have a high arch, putting a high arch under your foot is like sticking a golf ball in your shoe and walking around. It's very uncomfortable, and you cannot build an arch. So if you have a wide foot with a high arch, the CCM tends to be a very good skate for that. The Reebok, which is now the owner of CCM, has a relatively wide forefoot, a more moderate arch, and a fairly narrow heel pocket. If that's your foot shape, then that's an appropriate skate. The Bauer tends to fit more medium. It tends to be more of a medium forefoot with medium arch support and a medium heel pocket in there. The Missions, which are being taken off the market, tend to run a little bit on the narrow side, and the Easton tends to run a little bit between the Bauer and the CCM. A little bit wider than the Bauer, a little bit more arch, but not quite as much as the CCMs. Buying an inappropriate skate is what causes the bad reputation of the really tough break-ins that you get on skates. Oh, it took 3 months to break them in. Well, that means that you bought the wrong skate. This is Louis Post. I'm the owner of Skate Pros, located on Dixie Highway, for myhockeykid.com.